Hello and welcome to Got a Problem Mate podcast. Have you ever seen CBBC presenters? They do this like kids presenters. They do a thing where when one of them's talking, the other one's like doing faces. Can we do that?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah. Welcome to the very special podcast, the number one podcast
in your area,
in Earth Realm. And there's a lot of realms, so that's good.
Hello, everybody. I'm Joey Page. I'm a professional stand-up comedian and hot little lover boy. This is my good friend Bilal. He's my co-host.
I went to the Mighty Boosh. It was like a gallery to celebrate 20 years since the TV show, I guess.
Yeah.
It was all photos on a wall in a very small room in Shoreditch.
Yeah.
And we went in and it was too noisy.
Oh, and you left.
And everyone was standing in front of the pictures.
Because you got tinnitus.
I saw Bob Fossil.
Yeah?
Yeah. Didn't approach him, it was too loud.
Okay.
And I saw Howard Moon.
Yeah. So hang on, you went to a thing and it wasn't very good and nothing happened. That's your story?
Yeah, but think about what could have happened.
Yeah, but it didn't. Also, tell them what else you've been up to, naughty little boy.
I supported a comedian on his tour. The comedian was, I think abusive is a word that's thrown around a lot.
What?
Aggressive?
No, it was it was sold out.
It was sold out. It was very good. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was very special to have you there. And I think you'll be doing the lion's share of the tour support slots where a tour support is appropriate. And there are still some dates left that I'm going to be doing in November and also next year. So get on my Instagram, joeypagecomedy, and look on the Linktree. All the tickets are there. You can see a little two for the price of one. Me and Billy Boy Bilal. We've got a great guest on the show today, haven't we?
Really, really good guest. Lovely guy.
Top bumper guest.
Really doing his own thing, and I'm glad it's going well.
We're going to find out how much money he made from a 7 million view YouTube vid.
Yes, and many other more things.
We're going to talk to him about how he used to make computer games, and he wrote a book.
Several books.
I believe he's got a problem to do with meese.
Meese.
Welcome to the show, everybody!
Today's guest, everybody, we're very lucky, very happy to have someone, a stand-up comedian. Don't mess up the intro.
I'm not, but you got to just do it properly.
When Philip Schofield, rest his soul, used to present next to Holly Willoughby, she wouldn't show him that level of disrespect.
Sorry.
A very wonderful comedian who, I believe in lockdown, changed paths a little bit and was like, well, what am I going to do now? And only went and made some of the best, not only very funny, but looks amazing content on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Threads?
I've never heard of it. What's that?
The Instagram, Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
That's crap. Yeah. He's also a video game writer, which I didn't know.
I can see you're on my Wikipedia
This is
page.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, a lot of that is inaccurate. That one sentence is true, but several of
the pictures from the Utrecht International Comedy Festival 2018.
You've really made a mess of this.
No, I haven't.
I have been to Utrecht. Thank you for that pronunciation.
Total YouTube views, it says 40.16 million, but that would change every day. Unless you delete videos after being cancelled like they do.
Yeah,
then it would drop.
For me, I'm only doing apology videos now. Yeah. Just tearful apologies.
Alistair Beckett-King, everybody.
Everybody.
That was a really good intro. Joey has to do his now.
I was actually just looking to see if I could see how many video likes you've had to the very second, but I can't get that information. Okay, I'll do my intro now. On today's show, we've got the man with the longest male hair in comedy. He has been on Radio 4 and Mock the Week and Comedy Central Live from the Glastonbury Festival. He basically completely went from just being a comedian rolling around in the slop with the rest of us dickheads to being really massive over lockdown because he had some ingenuity, he took a chance on himself, and now he's a successful man. And that man's name is Alasdair Beckett-King.
You're
and he's
slurring.
Right there. Fuck off.
He slurred all the way.
No, I didn't.
I think there was maybe a little slur in rolling around in the slop, but I think it added something. It tells you something about what it's like to be on a circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've stopped rolling around in the slop, but that was mostly accurate.
That's the impression you're giving to everybody.
Good.
So,
I hope to give the impression that I'm slop-free these days.
Yeah.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Okay, I'm drinking tea.
Yeah,
I think people who watch this probably assume that this is like a late night thing, like it's maybe 11:30 p.m.
Do you reckon?
It is very early in the morning by my standards.
Because I'm so busy at the end of the day.
I thought
I
you'd
think
be.
people probably assume you're tired at the end of the day rather than tired at the start of the day.
I'm hungover at the beginning of the day today.
He's still drunk.
Yeah, a long night.
Even
becoming a morning.
though Bilal doesn't like me talking about this, because we record 2 or 3 eps in a day, I'm going to be hungover for the next 3 weeks on this podcast.
People want to think each episode is a bespoke.
I know, I get changed
thing.
and everything.
We bring a change of clothes for him.
What have you
to do
brought
that.
today as your change of clothes?
A nice top that goes on top of this.
Another on top.
It's like
You're
a
gonna be
jackety
fucking
thing.
Boiling. Take this off, woolen piece of shit.
Do you swear on YouTube because that gets demonetized, right?
I just don't really swear very much.
Do you say
in general.
unalive?
I don't use the horrible sort
Awful,
of
innit?
euphemisms, but I just don't really swear in stand-up. I never used to swear until the Tories got in, till David Cameron got in, and then I found that I was swearing more specifically about politics. But I just don't. It doesn't suit me. I think it's like when a substitute teacher swears to be cool. If I try and do it.
Whereas,
So
can I just say to the audience at home, even though they're not here at the moment, fuck the Tories.
Oh,
That's not.
Are you going to say
can
that?
you say that on the
we
internet?
don't.
Are you gonna say that?
We believe in the opposite.
Oh.
That's our fan base. That's our sponsors. We can't.
What sponsors?
Unheard.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be a morning person. You seem like one.
Really, I sound like a morning.
Yeah,
No.
I would guess if I had to
I
bet my
think,
house on it.
I think I'm looking at your work
Not why I would
ethic.
do that,
Yeah, don't.
No, I'm absolutely hate the morning. Did a tube train just pass over us or under us?
I think it was actually less exciting than that. I think it's a man with like a delivery trolley. Delivering booze to the upstairs bar.
Here we are in the heart of London, literally the tube rattling past.
It wasn't a tube, it was a big rat.
Just that is an excellent setup for what my problem is. I don't know if you want to leap ahead.
Oh, no, not yet. You're not even
well, that's
necessarily
just
allowed to be on the podcast
Oh,
yet.
yeah. God.
Okay, well, that's just a little tease. That's just a teaser.
forgot.
For
We have a feature. The feature is called Vet the Guest, in which we decide if you're suitable to stay on the podcast
Whoa.
or if you have to leave and go back to bed.
I'd love to go back to bed. It's so
What if
early
he
in the
flunks the
morning.
exam on purpose? We've never had anybody actually
On
actively
purpose.
try and
no.
get out of here.
Well, we
from-
don't know.
Apart from P. Diddy, he came up.
Why do you think? Why do you think the deep state are coming
Just to be
for him
clear,
now?
at the time when this was recorded, that was still unacceptable. Just in case you're watching this in the future and you go, it was a different time.
No, it was ages ago.
No, it
when
wasn't.
He
It
tried to
wasn't
come
ages
on.
ago. It's
It was-
now.
It was ages ago when he tried to come on here. We got him on as a guest, and he failed this test, and then we couldn't put the episode out.
So Vet the Guest, it's like a personality test. We work
Okay.
closely with the Church of Scientology, which is near here.
Mm.
And these, they helped us curate these.
And it's near the great big new Starbucks that they've opened for no reason.
It's massive, isn't it?
What's the point?
It
of
looks
that?
cool, but we don't go
We
there.
don't go there. We go upstairs.
5 questions. Please answer honestly. Joey can tell, even in this state.
I'm not even in a state.
Question number 1.
You've got that poker face
I
ability
only
to
had
detect
5
lies.
pints last night.
Why were you crying before we started?
Just when there's so much pressure on me to do the things that I do in my career, it gets a bit much sometimes.
Really?
No.
Question 1. Have you seen Longlegs?
Not yet. I have
Alright.
seen Osgood Perkins' other films.
What's that then?
There's The Black Coat's Daughter and I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. So
Are they good?
they're super slow, atmospheric horrors. And I watched every one of them going, I really like this. And I think Perkins is going to make a good film one day. None of these are great. None of them have been great films so far. Longlegs seems to have been his breakout film. I don't know whether he's mixed up his style. I love the really, really slow dread of his previous films, but I haven't seen it yet. And Nicolas Cage is in it, so it's probably.
Well, I found it pretty boring.
Well, his other films are really boring, so
okay.
You should watch them too.
Okay,
I love them, but they are very slow.
Is it about spiders?
No.
I think it's about a serial killer.
Oh, okay.
Question number 2. How much money would you accept to become a right-wing personality? In brackets, everyone has a price.
To become a right-wing personality?
You know.
It would have to be life. But I think the problem is, I think we don't know how much money is available. I think our prices are probably way lower than they would need. Like I would say I want enough money to retire and be happy, but because of who I am, I don't actually know how much money that is. I would just see a large sum of money and go, "Oh, that's enough for me." But I think it would probably it would turn out to not be enough.
I think the trick is to not ask for it in cash, because if you saw it in cash, you'd be like, "That's a lot."
That's what you mean? Like if it was just a big bag of money?
I didn't think he'd be getting paid in cash.
No, but I'm just saying I wouldn't ask for it in cash.
No, no one would.
Ask for it in watches.
In Breaking Bad, remember, they got all that cash. They have to spray it with things to stop it going all mouldy or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That sounds like a lot. I on that in the flat.
Ah.
Could I have it in a dog with hat?
Sorry,
it's a meme coin. Crypto.
He's actually into that.
Yeah, really?
No.
Okay, yeah, then I'll have 10 cryptos is my point.
Oh, no, that's
my price.
That's not going to be
not enough.
Is that not enough?
Maybe 10 bitcoins would be. I don't know.
I don't know.
A bitcoin is like, one bitcoin is like $56,000.
Again, at the time of recording, yeah. All right.
Well,
I'll have one of them then.
What would you do?
Want to be right wing? You're only $56,000.
I don't really know how much that is. 50. What is that in
it's
pounds?
Like
40 grand.
All right.
Yeah.
That's probably not enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
what do you want to do
you're
with
quite
the
an
money?
ageless person. How old are you?
I don't know if I can say that. I'm 40 years old.
Same age as me.
I feel like this year, I don't know about you, I have begun to age. Like it feels like the entirety of all 4 decades hit me in 1 year. Bang!
Yeah.
Old.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But that's only 10 grand a year, assuming you make it to 80, which you should do, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know if I.
You don't seem like you've got a lot of vices.
I'm extremely pure. Yeah, I just feel like I want to be reasonably priced. I don't want to price myself out of the market.
10 million?
Yeah. All right, 10 million. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the offer? Are you offering me this?
He's not a greedy man.
You could do a thing with you could do a tour with Jordan Peterson and Russell Brand where you're like opening for them and then you do a prayer.
And you and Russell could share hair products.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's very lucrative.
That sounds, awful. But I like Jordan Peterson's voice. I think he's got quite a fun
Kermit.
Is it Kermit? I can't really do Kermit, but the sort of the problem. It's the way he pronounces it, the Canadian accent, the way he says, "There's a problem with women." It's like it's so.
It's pretty good. Actually.
I really love. I find it, and I love the way he dresses like a. Have you seen? There's a video of him where he's like a gangster, like he's in Bugsy Malone, and he's got like a hat with a feather in it from before he was big. I'm fascinated by his supervillain dress sense.
He's on opiates, right? Is that?
I mean, he doesn't seem like a happy man. That's what I will say. He doesn't seem like a very happy man.
But who is?
That's a fair point. Question number 3. Is Dogman real?
Dogman?
Is Dogman real?
Is Dogman real?
Is Dogman real?
Is Dogman real?
Is that? Could you repeat the question?
Is Dogman real?
Is Dogman real? Yes.
Yeah?
I think so.
Do you know Dogman?
No.
It's a new American conspiracy theory.
Oh, is it?
He's my pedigree chum.
That was so good. You did a little, you sort of gymmed the camera. Yeah. You did a little Ricky Gervais to the camera there.
Yeah.
If you're only listening, maybe you should watch the YouTube video.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of eye work.
People think that Dogman, it's like a new Bigfoot.
Would you like to see a picture
People think
of
the
Dogman?
government.
Please show me a picture of Dogman.
People think the government made Dogman.
I will immediately tell you whether it's real or not based on the picture.
And he either escaped or they set him free, and he's been killing people.
Killing people?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know if he eats them.
Bigfoot ever killed anyone?
Did he not? Well, why are they always trying to hunt him then?
I think just to know. Knowledge is the ultimate game.
I mean, there's not really pictures of him.
There's no pictures of Dogman.
There's no pictures of Dogman. In that case, I'm going to say he's not real. Probably.
Oh wait, I found a picture of him.
Okay.
I've heard
He's with
interviews.
his friend who's also a dog. It turns out the Dogman is Harrison Ford.
But I think that's a still from a film. I think I've seen that film.
What is that film?
I think it's a film about Harrison Ford and a dog.
Is it like
great.
That's
Turner
all
and
the
Hooch?
information I have. I feel like he's a grumpy
you
old
seen
man
Turner
and the
and
dog is a
Hooch?
dog.
Oh, years ago. I
It
think.
really made me cry when I was a kid.
I don't remember it being a real tearjerker.
Because isn't Tom Hanks's police partner a dog?
But his partner dies and is reincarnated as a dog?
Oh, I can't remember. But
that
then
sounds
the dog
tear-jerking.
gets killed. Which, when you're a kid, that's
Drive-by shooting.
you can't really come back from that.
Question
Still,
4.
hey,
Never
Cab.
recovered.
ACAB applies to Hooch. So,
Question 4. Do you wait for the green man?
well, I used to. I think of myself as a goody two shoes, but now I've
Oh,
lived
what,
in
you're
London for long
red-pilled
enough.
now?
Yeah. Now if I'm around the country and everyone's waiting, I'm like, I don't have to wait. I live in London, and I just walk whenever I see a gap in the traffic.
And you're tall.
Oh.
I'm tall.
So you've got a bit of a stride on.
Yeah.
Mm.
That said, it's mostly torso my height, so I don't have long
you
striding
don't have
legs.
long
Very
legs.
small
I've
legs.
got
Very small legs.
tiddly legs.
I've actually got quite
My
long legs
are really, really
and a
small.
shorter body.
Yeah.
Long legs, short
What have
body.
you got?
Same. Exactly the same.
What, equal?
Taylor measured it and he said it was the best thing he'd ever seen. And final question, question 5. This is one
How
of my
am I doing
favorites.
so far?
Really good.
Good.
This is my favorite question.
No one's ever asked mid.
No.
I'm very needy.
Final question of Vet the Guest. Are you proud to be British?
I think I'm probably. I don't know who else you've had on the show. I think I'm probably the most British person you've had on the show.
Who have we had?
I'm
I think Ross
excessively
Hatt
British.
was quite British.
He was British.
Mm.
I feel like Rob Daly is very British.
Yeah?
British voice.
Mm.
Honestly, I really like Britain. I like the weather. I like the scenery. I like the buildings. Like, there's nothing that annoys me. You know when you see like a suburban German house and you're just like, the windows are slightly the wrong shape.
Yeah.
You know the way the buildings just look slightly different? Nothing makes me more sick than seeing a French village.
Have you seen France?
Yeah, I know it's.
No,
I know.
thank you, right?
I'm a vegan. I don't drink. I can't stand France. So there's 3 reasons why I wouldn't want to live in France.
Yeah.
So
And rudeness.
I do enjoy a bit of.
Okay.
I do.
It's
I will
3-1.
tolerate some rudeness.
3-1. What about the ferry that they've got there?
What kind of ferry?
That comes over here.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's all right.
I don't mind them coming over here. Don't put words in my mouth.
No, I just meant the Dover to Calais.
See
ferry.
the Olympic opening ceremony?
That was absolute
In
dog shit.
the UK.
The France one.
Oh no, I don't.
They don't have anything, it turns out. We got loads.
They just got a big river.
Yeah. It's all about a river.
I didn't watch the British one because the thing is, I do really like living in Britain, but I don't think I am proud of being British because pride in something you didn't achieve is pure vanity, isn't it? Like I am not Britain. Why would I be proud of it? It doesn't make sense.
But also, is it a bit like in the way that I'm a Tottenham fan, but I cannot stand other Tottenham fans? Like,
Yeah.
is it the people that embarrass you about Britain?
Well, I realise
more than
I've
the place?
finally come to an understanding of how patriotism works because that's the way I feel about like the NHS or the BBC. In principle, like, yeah, come on. But in practice, in terms of any actual
The BBC
relationship
have been
I have
losing
with
a lot
it-
of games lately.
Well, yeah,
Hugh
whenever
Edwards,
I
for
read
example.
anything about either of them, I'm absolutely furious. But in principle, the idea of what they are, I'm in 100% behind.
Mm. I was surprised to hear that Hugh Edwards had a wife. I
Why?
found that out this morning.
Oh, I knew that.
Oh,
Yeah.
because she's leaving him, and I was like,
Oh,
I
good.
didn't even know that he had her.
Mm.
Okay.
Congratulations, Alistair Beckett-King. You scored 4,600 points on Vet the Guest. That's quite
really
high.
high.
You can stay on the podcast.
You can tell he makes computer games.
You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
tell.
Allegedly, because
I do.
He knows
I
how
have
to
made
play
a
the
computer.
game.
I've made a computer game.
That sounds like a lot of
Now,
work.
for somebody who isn't into all that nerd shit.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, are you a jock?
Yeah.
I didn't realise this.
Yeah, but in a
Never-
hipster's body.
A jock in a hipster's body. I would never have
For the
agreed
purpose
to
of
come
this
on
podcast, I am.
Yeah, obviously you're the alpha, yeah.
And I don't want any nerds watching this. Anyway, Apart from if you're here for the first time because you're a fan of Alistair Beckett-King's, then welcome.
I don't think any nerds
please
like my
subscribe to the show on YouTube or give it a like and a 5-star review on Spotify or iTunes. Did I slur there? No, I didn't. Why don't you go fuck yourself? Anyway.
Demonetized again and again.
So explain to an idiot the computer game that you made. Like, what were they about?
I made a few point-and-click adventure games.
Oh,
so
cool.
the golden age of video games was about 1993. And basically, we worked it all out then, and not much has really got better.
Who were the big boys then?
Oh, you know, your Monkey Islands, your Broken Swords, your Riven, the
See, I don't
sequel
know
to
any of
Mists. Well,
FIFA.
no, absolutely not. No, there's no fun.
Streets
in
of
any
Rage
2? No.
Do you like Grim Fandango?
Grim Fandango.
I love it.
Now we're talking. Now you're speaking my
Yeah.
language. Grim Fandango. They're all about puzzles and atmosphere and character, and they're often very funny. And you didn't need quick reactions, and there was no 3D graphics or game to get in the way of, delivering the fun that I
Is
wanted
it almost
as a
like
kid.
problem solving?
Yeah, it's like problem
I
solving,
feel like that's the
exploration.
sort of thing that my
that sort of thing.
girlfriend likes.
Mm.
I don't ask what she's up to on the iPad, but I think that's what she's doing.
Does she have an expression on her face that suggests she's solving problems? Sort
Yeah,
of a small,
yeah.
a little tiny furrow in the brow.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
She's not replied to him for 4 weeks.
She's playing her game. That's called Ghost Game. No, we're actually going out for a 2-year anniversary dinner tonight, and hi. She's not watching or listening.
No, definitely not.
She's definitely
Do you have plans to do any more stuff in gaming?
I would love to, but at the moment I've been writing some kids' whodunits, and that has taken up a lot of time. It turns out writing books is really hard. Even
What
Yeah.
age group are these for?
They are middle grade, which is ages 8 to 12, I think. But I know people who are younger and older who've read them. They don't stop you.
That one's
There's
the
that,
tube.
There's that train
That's
again.
the tube.
It's an old steam train passing
Yeah.
by.
It's the ghost train.
You do a lot of things.
Yeah, I think I have a lack of commitment to.
No, I think the term is polymath.
Ooh, I like
says
that.
that a lot, yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's one of the only big words I know.
It sounds better than jack of all trades because there's no polymath, but you're useless. Where jack of all trades has, but master of none.
Why do they do that?
Why
do they do that?
What's
Why do
harder,
they do
right?
Why do they do that?
Why do they do that? I'm asking you why they do that.
What's harder, right, in a computer game or a book?
There's an interesting comparison with comedy there. Well, it may be interesting. Like when you do stand up, it's very iterative, isn't it? Like you write a little bit, you try it out in front of an audience, they give you feedback directly or indirectly, and then
I get a lot of
rework
hate
it. you read through all of that, and then you just become less bad at comedy gradually over time. And video games are very iterative like that. You can keep changing a video game. You can release a video game and keep updating it and changing it, and it's very flexible. Books aren't really like that. Like my books are for kids, but no kid gets to read the book until it's already printed and bound on paper and in a shop. And then so there's no, that bit isn't working, I'll just go back and fix it. You need more nerve in a weird way. It made me realize how needy we are as comedians. That
We always need that feedback.
Yeah, because we're constantly going like, so have you
You need that feedback every 30 seconds.
Yeah, every 30 seconds we're looking at the audience and we're like, did you enjoy that setup? Okay, well, here's more. And if
you're watching this at home, we're doing that on the YouTube going, why is nobody commenting on this specific bit right now? So write something.
Please. It makes you realise how much how the strong nerve that I guess writers have to make the whole thing and then show it to you.
Yeah.
Do you have any kids in your family?
No, I don't really know any children.
Oh,
No, I've got on my partner's side. There are many a nephew and my Scottish family. There's just absolute swarms of Scottish children. running
but you
around
don't. These
the place
books aren't
like
for
little
Scottish.
chieftains.
They're not for Scottish children.
No. Obviously, they said, "Do you want to sell them in Scotland?" And I refused.
No, thank you.
No,
Do you
thank
not
you.
test it out on them? Do you give them
I don't-
early copies or something?
I think one of the weird things about testing things on people is you can't ask. I don't know if you can ask kids. I don't know if you can ask anyone what they want, but I especially think you can't with kids. It's like that scene in The Simpsons where they're turning dials and saying what they want. They don't know what they want until you show it to
them,
them.
yeah.
I think.
And that's why we have schools.
Oh,
Okay. So I want to ask
I feel like that was
you-
too serious an answer for you.
No,
I feel like
no.
I gave a sincere answer.
No,
And
no,
you-
you're
and
allowed
you,
to.
And you just both were like, that was terrible. This isn't going in.
No,
No,
it is.
I was just checking on him if he was okay after,
Yeah, well, after what?
because I'm worried about you with all the problems you're having in your personal
I'm not, I
life.
haven't got any problems.
He's having a lot of issues.
I'm not. I'm
Are you
fine.
having personal life problems?
No.
We
Not
can
that I'm
talk about
aware
that.
of.
Let's talk about your
Guys.
personal life problems.
Guys need to talk about these things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
men's mental health. Did you see Norwich are doing a thing? The football team,
Look,
they're doing a thing
not
for
the
men's
City.
mental health.
I'm
You
very-
like football, so come on.
I've got one problem at the moment, and I've had it on this podcast before, but I am genuinely like at that stage again, so I want to bring it up. It's creativity. I've been gigging so much. I've been very lucky to be doing
All the
tour
time.
support for 2 different people at the same time, and my own tour starting as we record this, even though we're quite way into it by the time it probably comes out. But I'm so busy, but I'm not actually like feeding my brain with any new stuff. So
I was saying the exact same thing.
so I've got nothing in the tank.
I've written loads of stuff and I haven't done anything or gone anywhere, seen anyone, and nothing has happened to me.
Yeah.
How do you? It makes you realize how much of being a comedian is just overhearing funny things at bus stops, and when
Yeah.
you're not going anywhere, when you're not doing anything,
Mm.
what happened? What do you write about?
Maybe I
just
should
lie,
go
I
and say
think.
at a bus stop.
You just make it up.
You just lie.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, it's all lies.
It's all lies.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just in a bit of a like, I really want some new gear, but I haven't got any ideas. And I feel like, I know it's a common problem, and I feel like since lockdown, my memory, I used to have a really good memory. I feel like it has definitely gone downhill. Maybe it's being 40
You
as
are
well.
you are describing my life exactly.
Right.
I'm constantly unable to remember things.
So do you know what
Is it COVID or is it age? That's the
Yeah.
game I play with myself
It might
every
be
day.
COVID.
Yeah,
don't
or it could just be the way I live my life also.
My memory's got
Yeah,
way worse.
but I'm not drinking 5 pints in a
No,
night, you know,
no.
and I'm the same.
So here's something that I read because I Googled it. Do you know about Google?
I've heard of Google.
Yeah, right. I Googled it.
I use Alta Vista.
I Googled it.
You asked Jeeves.
No, I didn't. Me and him have fallen
Does
out.
that exist? So
I don't think so.
We fell out. But I Googled it and it said something that's really good for improving your memory is crosswords. So I did a crossword the other day.
Mm.
I didn't enjoy it.
Cryptic or regular?
Oh, easy. And it
Weird.
still found it very hard.
Listen, there's no cryptic crosswords around here.
No.
Sorry, I forgot you were a jock. I shouldn't have asked. That was really
Those are
inconsiderate
too
of me.
hard.
I think I'm not very good at them, but I think once you realise that there are rules and patterns, they're a game, but they just never explains the rules. Once you have the rules explained to
I
you,
need the rules, man.
but they have rules. It's just they don't tell you them, and once you know them, once you know the patterns, they are solvable.
There's this Instagram account, I don't know if you've seen, of a guy who shows you how to solve them. And I cannot. It's just, I've
You don't
watched
even like
loads.
it being explained.
I just don't ever get, like, my brain never goes there. And it's frustrating.
There's a sort of a Wordle-like one called Minute Cryptic, where it's just one a day, and you can get hints and it can give you free letters, and then there's a video of someone explaining how that one specifically worked. So
Okay, maybe that's good.
it's a nice way of getting into it.
So
Yeah.
what is your problem that you brought in for us this week, Alistair Beckett-King?
We've got a mouse in the flat.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, we think. Well, I mean, I saw it, so
yeah.
but
They're fast. So sometimes you go, did I see that?
Why are you in denial about, why did you think?
Well, we saw it once,
Yeah.
and I haven't seen it since. And there's none of its no spores, no.
Have you
no
heard it?
droppings? I haven't heard anything.
What was the first thing you said?
Spore.
Spoor.
I said it in a Scottish accent for no reason.
Right.
Spore.
I don't know, what's that?
S-P-O-O-R. I think it's if you're tracking animals, it's the signs of the animals. It's like their droppings. And
Oh,
things.
right. Okay. Yeah, that's a good word. Look
Yeah.
up.
I don't know why I said it with a roll on the R. A spoor. We haven't seen any signs of it. I may have heard some scratchings the day
Yeah.
after, but I haven't.
It's horrible, isn't it?
We got humane traps.
Mm.
We got one of those things that makes a high-pitched sound that only the mouse can hear. Plug
I
that
don't
in.
think those work.
The reviews
They
of them
don't work.
are all. I think it attracted mice.
Humane traps.
Well, I've got the same thing. It's still an ongoing problem with pigeons on my balcony.
Yeah.
And I like all the humane kind of, like those sound things just don't work.
You can't get humane pigeon traps though, surely.
No, but you know, like the sound things.
Yeah.
I don't think they work. The high
I've-
frequency.
You want to get like a falcon.
Well, I got a fake eagle.
Yeah.
I've got a whole bit about it in my stand-up now.
I'm sorry, I didn't know enough about your game. I apologise.
Yeah.
Fake eagle.
It's been a problem for a while.
I got a bit of stand-up about it, but the reality of it is I ordered a fake eagle offline, and it was actually just two, like, 2D pictures of eagles. And I put them up with a little bell attached to the foot. I put them up, and that obviously didn't work. So now I've had to put... I thought,
and you're telling me the pigeons could tell that it wasn't a real eagle?
I think so. And then
a one-eyed pigeon going, whoa!
Yeah, the one-eyed one.
Chill out.
Yeah.
It's not an eagle.
I came home one night. I feel really bad about this, but I've got like one of those drying rail things on my balcony that you hoist up.
Oh, nice.
Like you know, like when you do Edinburgh Festival and there's really high ceilings and they've got them.
Lovely.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I thought I'll get that on my balcony. So, and it was hoisted up, and there was a pigeon asleep on it when I came home from a gig, and I was like, right, this is fucking it. So I went and I got a bowl of water and I chucked it at the pigeon. So I thought, if I really scare it, it won't come back. But they're so fucking dumb that it didn't really work. I thought that would scare it for life, that it wouldn't come back. So there was a period where I would just be jumping out of bed and like clapping at them at the window, which obviously is not a great way to be. Do you know what I mean? Any neighbour could see. Do you know what I mean? So I've conceded, and for the winter I've put some netting over my whole balcony. That looks like I live in a fucking football goal, but that's what I've had to do. So I do sympathise with you on the mouse thing.
The problem is we don't know anything about how animals' brains work. Like I used to live with a cat, and the cat hated me because of two situations where the cat thinks I attacked it. Like once, a sweet potato rolled off the counter and landed on the cat. I was on the other side of the kitchen.
Yeah.
The cat blamed me for that. Another time, and this was the cat's fault. The cat was walking along and was pulling a lamp, the cord of a lamp, pulled it, and I could see if she keeps going, the lamp's going to fall off. And so I only had a second, so I shouted, "No!" And then the lamp hit the cat. And from the cat's point of view, I just screamed at her and then threw a lamp. And so I never got anything from that cat again. It's like I was trying to help, but I can't explain to the cat. I was trying to warn it.
But can't you then try and bribe the cat with treats?
I don't think that...
But you say we don't understand animals' brains. These things happen with humans all the time. Right?
They're throwing a lamp at a
People think you've offended them.
I fell out with a lady at a hotel this week.
Yeah?
Because of a misunderstanding. I basically...
Sounds very
No.
bad.
So the fire alarm went off at 8:30 in the morning.
Maybe you should save this for the tour with Jordan Peterson and Russell Brand. It's just a misunderstanding.
The fire alarm went off at 8:30 in the morning, which,
horrible.
You know, is gigging late at night. You want to have a little lie-in.
Yes.
You're staying in bed until 5 to 10 when breakfast shuts to get down there to get a plate of breakfast before they put it all away. And then after breakfast, I was like, I'm going to go back to sleep for a bit. And I got a phone call from reception saying, just to let you know, we're going to be testing the fire alarm at 11. And then 15 minutes later, just so I was getting back to sleep again, I got another phone call saying, just to let you know, we're going to be... And I was like, yeah, I fucking know. So I was so like...
Yeah.
I was like, look, this is like the third time, and you know that the fire alarm works because it went off this morning.
That's awful, yeah. That's... The whole point
she was
is
the
you're
cat.
there to sleep.
She was the cat.
Have you stayed? You must have stayed in the. I won't say the name that it is now, but the hotel in Cardiff that used to be called the Big Sleep Hotel, because which is, I think, a ridiculous name for a hotel, because the Big Sleep means
You can
death.
Oh, it does.
It's a euphemism for death.
Wow.
Like in the Raymond Chandler novel, The Big Sleep, people weren't just having a lovely sleep. They were someone was dead. That's the premise of it. Like the long goodbye. It means they all mean death.
When you put it like that, I don't mind it.
Dying.
I have a nice big sleep.
the lovely big sleep.
Yeah, it's nice. Get all cozy.
No.
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 Shall I come and get in with me?
He's going to go get euthanasia.
I'm not.
He's going to go Switzerland.
do
Don't do it.
But anyway, I know how to solve your mouse problem.
Let's hear it.
Yeah?
Go on.
Yeah? I had a mouse problem when I lived in Brixton. And first of all, like my ex was very scared of it and was like, we have to get rid of it. And I said, look, the only way that we're getting rid of this mouse is if I kill it. Like, you won't catch it. It won't be a humane way. We're going to have to get a proper trap. It's the only way.
If I eat
And
it.
then my ex was like, well, maybe I'll learn to not be scared of it because I don't want it to die. And then we called him Toby and he was all right. But then it was getting a bit.
So you named the mouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then we were like, actually.
We call ours his nibbles.
His nibbles.
His nibbles.
His
That's
nibbles.
respectful.
Like his nibs, but a mouse version of that.
His nipples.
Not his nipples. Don't.
His nipples.
We don't call a mouse his nipples. We call him his nibbles.
If this isn't making any sense to you at home either, it makes me feel a lot better. No, right. But so what we had to do was 2 things that they don't like. One makes you look a bit mad, makes you look a bit like the brother in Better Call Saul, I believe.
You seen it?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's good.
I have seen you on this podcast telling people to watch it.
Do you know when he puts all the tinfoil in his house?
Yeah.
It's a bit like that. So basically, the way they obviously get in is through little gaps.
Yeah.
They will not gnaw through tinfoil because it's horrible on your teeth, anybody's teeth.
I've done it with copper wire before.
Right.
Like copper mesh.
Yeah.
I've jammed it into little holes. Is that what I need to be doing?
Same thing. But also another thing that they hate, which also is a double up if you don't like spiders, peppermint oil.
I've got a big can of peppermint oil with a drawing of a mouse on the front.
Yeah.
A big, not a can, a bottle, a spray. So everything smells deliciously
That's
minty.
not bad.
Yeah, that's all right. I can do that.
But you've only seen it once.
I've only seen it once. It hasn't come back so far.
So maybe it's working.
Maybe it's working. Maybe the peppermint.
What
Why
floor
do you
do you
bring a
live
proper
on?
problem to this podcast?
What floor?
Third floor of a
Yeah, mine's up
an old
there.
flat. Well, that
They
I
get
think
in
it
the-
was a scouting. I think he was there on a scouting mission to see what's there. And what's there, if I'm being honest, was a lot of poorly protected crumbs and snacks. A lot of
Yeah, but you're
half-eaten
vegan,
biscuits left
so it's
on
like
plates.
there's no good stuff.
No, there's no good stuff. There's no bacon. There's no cheese.
Yeah,
they do
man.
love cheese, don't
They
they?
do love cheese.
Yeah, they love peanut butter.
Well, that's what we put in the
humane
traps. We put peanut butter. but
We
they
had
haven't-
those.
He hasn't touched it.
I've seen a mouse walk in, have peanut butter, and walk out again.
Of the trap.
Yeah.
How did
It just didn't work.
Another way to sort it is if
You were there. You
Yeah, I
walked out.
saw it, and it just walked out.
maybe you also need to. This would require quite a big change if you was to commit to a bachelor lifestyle, get rid of your partner,
Yeah.
and like because then you've never got food in your house. Like I've never got any food in my house because I live alone, and so no mouse is coming there because there's nothing to have.
Just become a sad, lonely man.
They don't really like Stella.
They're not going to open and cook a pot noodle, are they? With
So you don't have any
paws.
pets?
So
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's a great.
The only
solution,
cheese in my
thanks.
house is those microwavable Chicago Town pizzas.
Microwavable. Oh my god! You don't have any pets, do you?
No, we don't. have
Would
any
you get a
pets.
cat? Or you
Well,
don't like
then
cats?
there's the
after the
vegan
last
problem
time.
because cats need to eat meat. So either we need a constant supply of mice for the cat to eat, or I would have to feed it meat.
Oh, and you don't want to feed it.
Well, I
but
would
it's
feel-
cat food. It's
I
like,
know, but that is made of animals.
Is it really though? Because it's
Isn't
awful
it?
stuff. I mean, Whiskers. I've tried it. It's no good.
Why have you tried it? 'Cause you
For
ran out of
sandwich.
money. For sandwich.
For sandwich.
For treats.
For sandwich.
for my
I tried it
birthday.
for sandwich.
Yeah.
For birthday cake.
Yeah, as I think, because I've got a cat, and I think like the amount of insects and stuff that we just don't see
Because the
because
cat.
she just she's on it.
Hey, Bilal.
What?
So, I know that you've moved house and you're
Yeah.
married and you're living high on the hog and you're so happy the hat is just on the side of your head. But do you have a problem for us this week?
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. I mentioned this to you. So we bumped into each other in an Odeon, in a Costa in an Odeon.
In a Costa in an Odeon.
Very sad
Yes.
place, isn't it?
That's
I'm
like
go-
a
can-
turducken of
It's
joy.
very bleak.
Yeah.
yeah.
Can we
It's
make a
the
new
only,
rule for
it's
the
the only coffee
podcast?
shop that's open late.
Can we
Yeah.
make a new rule for the podcast that we ban every single person that goes to Costa because it is the worst
Listen,
of all coffee shops?
I go there a lot. It is really bad, and the food is bad and the coffee is bad, but it's
Isn't the
predictable.
food so bad at a Costa?
It's all pretty bad.
I get the vegan cheese toasty, which is worse than it sounds.
Right.
But it's reliable. That's the thing. You know what you're getting.
I feel like the food in a Costa is worse than like the sandwiches you get in a newsagent's. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because it's so much more expensive as well.
Yeah.
Like so much more.
It is very expensive.
My question, because I brought this up to you before. We did a thing together in lockdown, right? I believe near the start of lockdown. I got a few weird jobs because I was doing the Twitch stuff. I got a few weird gaming opportunities. I had to learn how to play Magic the Gathering.
Yes, I'd completely forgotten.
And
about
I was
that.
a contestant on this thing. It was supposed to be like a reality TV thing on YouTube, and you were the host of it.
I hosted it. Yes.
Now,
I remember recording. I remember going into a studio and recording links and talking to you. You weren't there though. You were remote.
we were all at home.
You were on a screen.
Yeah, but you were in a studio.
I was in a studio. Yeah.
So it was I don't mind saying, it was run so badly, that
I do
production.
mind saying, because I would like more sponsorship from the Wizards of the Coast.
But that was a long time ago.
I think it was run very well, and all of their products are probably good. I don't know.
Well, on my end, it was very bad, right? And they took ages to do everything. And then basically when we recorded, I was having a panic attack. Like for ages.
During the recording.
Yes.
It's but your vibe usually is panic attack.
It's panic attack.
I didn't notice
you can't
any
tell.
difference between you now and are you having a panic attack now?
I've been having one for hours.
I've never really. I always think the opposite. I always think you're very calm.
Okay, I
Maybe
know
I
what
just
it
never
is.
pay attention
No,
to
you've
you.
never seen me have one. I know what it is, right? I've not spoken to a therapist or whatever, but it's a very specific thing. It's when I'm in a situation that I don't want to be in and I feel trapped, I will get this like out of body thing.
How about now?
Where big time because of you. Where I just don't want to be there, and I had a few things over lockdown actually where I was stuck on these like these Zoom game show things, and then they end up going on for like 3.5 hours, and you're not getting paid or anything. Yeah, and I'm like, I can't leave.
No, I completely know that out of body experience. Like at a bad gig or when you've committed to something and there's 3 hours left. I completely recognize that going outside of your body thing for.
And also on top of that, it was like,
but what's your problem
I just didn't want to, like the whole Magic the Gathering thing. I just didn't care about it. I was doing my best, and then all these questions were like, I don't really like Magic the Gathering. You know,
that's the one thing you shouldn't say.
Give me an example of a question that they asked you on Magic the Gathering.
Oh God, I don't remember.
I think I asked the questions. It was all things like, what is?
But also, I didn't know the answers.
Attack you with an electric blast. You know, it was all specific things to what card
like,
did you play.
Yeah.
Again, there are no nerds watching this, so we can say that now.
Well, I could say I just didn't, I tried my best. I just wasn't, but it was the way the stuff was all run. But anyway, how do you deal with those situations? What is the best thing to do? Because you don't know when they're going to happen, right?
That's a good question. So my memory of it was they gave me a script and said, can you punch it up with, here's your script, do you want to punch it up? And I came back to them with jokes, and then they handed it back to me with all of my jokes taken out and just the same as it was before, which at least was a clear brief. I knew what they wanted, which was me to not make any jokes.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just weren't good. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I knew. How do you get out of that? Because I've had that so many times. The first time I did Mock the Week, I think, it opens with the everyone doing a one-liner based on a number or a fact. I can't remember the name of the round, but it'd be like, if this is the answer, what's the question? That's it.
Yeah.
And I did it a few times, and I never got a laugh in that round. Oh. So I would try out my little bits in like a gig the day before because I would know what it was going to be. Sorry, I mean the show is cancelled now, but they tell you the day before what the questions are going to be. And I would know that I had at least one thing that was funny for it.
Can I just say to the people at home, that isn't what happens, but Alistair actually gave quite a substantial bribe to the producers to get the questions early.
I'm the only person who ever knew in advance what was going to happen. Everybody else was just making it up on the spot, but I cheated.
Sorry.
But in that first round, I remember just getting absolutely nothing. And I think it's partly because the audience don't know who you are and they're there to see the people who they like. And I'm sure you're familiar with the experience.
What do you mean by that?
The experience of being hated by an audience. I was gesturing towards you. I was like, you're familiar with that. You must be familiar with that experience. Jesus, you must be familiar with that. So familiar with that experience. But there's a moment of sort of panic, and you go outside of your body, and you're like, all right, is it going to be like this for the whole thing? And I can't get anything in. And just luckily, I'm really good at comedy, so I just pulled it around.
Right.
Luckily, he's really good at comedy.
So the
was-
advice
that
is
was
be
no
good
chance.
at comedy.
That was what I relied upon in the end.
Sharpen
was,
your skates, Bilal.
I just didn't worry about it and just got on with it and did the job.
Okay, yeah, pulled your socks up.
Have you thought about,
Have you thought about
bit-
pulling your socks up?
just
not being so
not-
sensitive?
Yeah.
just toughening up a little
Yeah.
bit? Have you thought
Man
If
about
you were 40,
manning
Man
up?
up.
If
And
you were
for goodness
40
sake, don't talk about it with your
No.
friends.
if you were 40,
Yeah.
you'd be a bit tougher, but you're the generation below.
Are you a Gen Z, Gen X?
I don't know. I'm
Gen
30.
Z.
I'm nearly 33.
Oh, you're so young. I didn't realise.
Mm.
What a little whippersnapper. No wonder you're like a soft, unformed antelope, a baby antelope,
Yeah, baby
compared
antelope.
to us.
Whereas we've got
Yeah.
big antlers and we're
It's like baby
fucking
reindeer.
smashing into things.
We're just two elderly elk stomping
fucking
around.
Smashing around.
All tendrils hanging off their horns.
That's the noise an elk makes. Okay, so we're coming towards the end of this episode.
I
bizarrely.
think we got
Sort
quite.
of.
I think
But-
we really got to something there. I think we touched something.
Yeah, I
touched
think
on
we
something
touched a
that's true.
nerve.
Yeah.
Go and do like a
What
Wim
did you
Hof
just
comedy
do?
experiment.
Why did you sort of grind your teeth before you spoke? What happened?
It's gonna be like go outside and stand in the cold and learn.
Did you do
some tough
Wim
lessons.
Hof?
I don't. I'm not a fan of. Is it Vim? I would have said Wim Hof.
Oh, maybe it is.
I would have said Wim Hof.
The allegations against him
Oh,
are
no.
too new for me to make any specific.
Oh, I
reference
didn't
to
know.
them.
Oh,
I'm not a fan of any of the health fads. It seems very suspicious. I'm not sure being cold is that good for you. Like if you on his Wikipedia page, there's a whole section for Hof method related deaths, and I feel like if you are a health guru, no one should have died.
nobody should have died.
No, zero is the number of deaths
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want from your secret of health, because that's almost the opposite of health.
No, I think there is something to be said for hot, then cold, then hot, like sauna, then plunge pool.
I guess
It
the
is good for your
Icelanders know
nervous
something,
system.
don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're going to finish off with a feature that I've written especially for you.
Oh,
Called
wow.
Guest to Impress. Today's feature is called Alistair Beckett-King for a Day.
Guys, get ready for Guest
That's
to
really
Impress.
good.
It's already started. By the way, if you're enjoying this podcast, please do like, rate, and subscribe in all of the ways that people know how to do for podcasts. You should know how to do it by now. This won't be the first podcast you've listened to or
Don't be
watched.
aggressive.
I'm not. I'm being just saying that they don't need me to tell them about YouTube or Spotify, or they know where they're watching or listening to it. So please just tell us how good it is and give our amazing guest a follow. Alistair Beckett-King. Where can they find you?
I'm still on Twitter, or X as we call it these days. I'm on YouTube, A Beckett-King. I'm even on TikTok these days. But nobody cares.
But your
On
videos are
Instagram.
such high quality and very funny, so
Thank
people
you.
should check them out.
Don't you,
Thank you.
Oh, Bilal wanted to ask a question, but he's bottled it, so I'm going to ask it on his behalf. How much money do you make from these videos? He went, I'm going to ask you that.
No. What?
you did.
No, well, no, but it was specifically because I saw you had one that was like, what was it 12 seconds, which had like 7 million views or something.
Yeah.
I was wondering how,
about
because
30
there's a whole thing of like, video should be a certain length.
I absolutely, like, if anybody wants to base their career path on what I've done and take that further, that would be a terrible idea. So, first of all the videos I did that went relatively massive and have millions of views, I did in lockdown before I had monetized my YouTube channel. So I never made any money out of those.
Oh, no.
So I've only got like 2 or 3 that have millions and millions of views, and they were all before I didn't even bother monetizing it. And then I was talking to Sunil Patel, and the look on his face when I told him that I didn't monetize my YouTube channel, I just went home and immediately did it because he was so disappointed. in
Yeah.
me.
That's like that guy who lost his crypto password and it had to go to the dump because
I read about
his
that.
crypto key thing, there was like millions and millions and millions of dollars on it, but he couldn't find it, and I think it might have gone to the local tip. It was on like a hard drive,
What?
like pen drive thing. He's just been searching a tip for the last 5 years. Anyway, we're not doing that. We're doing the feature. Alistair Beckett-King for a day.
I didn't answer your question. In summary, you can't make money on YouTube for doing short videos. It's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Like, you can get followers by doing shorts, but
Yeah.
if you want to make ad revenue, you need long
gotta
videos
be like
that they
8
can run
minutes
ads
minimum,
against.
right, or
Yeah, you want to
something.
be doing deep dives and stuff. But it doesn't interest me, so I'm not doing it. But you don't make loads of money doing shorts. Doing one 30-second long video a month is not lucrative.
Whereas if you do a video wearing shorts, I've got fantastic legs. If you was king for a day, there's some questions about this. If you was king for a day, Who would you knight?
Ooh, all right. I've always been against knighthoods.
Okay.
Because I never assumed that I would be in a position to be king. Who deserves a knighthood? An unexpected knighthood. I'd probably want to knight somebody who would really not enjoy it. Someone who would really undermine, like
King Charles.
Like King Charles.
Knight.
I'd never thought about actually lowering someone to the status of
Wow.
knight. Yeah. I would knight the entirety of the royal family, just taking them down to knight. And I would just only knight sort of dyed-in-the-wool socialists. Like I would knight Mark Thomas, and it would be really awkward for him to have to be Sir Mark Thomas. I would really undermine him at gigs. You know, I would find all of the socialists, and I'd be like, knighted.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'd write an actually really good show about it.
It would be really, it's a bit of material, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, it is.
There you go. You're welcome.
Who would you pardon?
Who would I pardon?
So you could have
all of the Just Stop Oil people, and I'd give them another free go.
Okay.
That's so unpopular, but that is my opinion.
Yeah.
The Cray twins, if they were still around.
Yep, the Cray twins.
Schofield?
He didn't. I don't know if I know. He's
I don't
prison.
think anyway. He's on Channel 5.
He's
He's
on Channel
on an
5.
island. It's like prison, but it's on telly.
He couldn't. No criminal would ever be on a TV show on television. So
No.
I guess he's already in the clear.
Hugh Edwards? No, okay. Who would you execute?
Okay, I am against the death penalty. Do I have to execute someone?
But it might be for the greater good of something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You
don't have to. You're the king.
I don't know.
Say no one.
Do they have to be British? Can I
No.
execute people internationally?
Sure. There might be consequences of that, but you can.
Saying I want to execute someone might be regarded as a threat of some kind.
Well,
the thing is,
you can say no. This is your feature.
We like to think that if we just executed, one political leader, then that would be the end of, whatever movement they represent. But I think actually that's not the way historical forces work. The leaders are just the pimple on the boil. Yeah.
So you're saying instead of killing baby Hitler, you'd just throw him a great party.
Yeah.
What a lovely way out of that, Bilal.
Yeah.
Okay,
nice. Thank you.
What rule would you decree? You could make up any rule for society. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I would give everybody a personal bank holiday on their birthday.
Lovely.
That's really
does
nice.
does it just apply to them, or does it apply to all of us? Do we all get a day off when it's your birthday?
No. You get a day off on your own birthday.
Right.
Everybody gets a day off on their own birthday.
Right. That's nice. That's
Like
lovely.
paid holiday.
My suggestion would be that pubs should have to have the thing that is their name in the pub.
That is so good.
The King's Arms and the Queen's Arms, those are going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
We won't be able to have as many of those.
But you could have like a bust of them.
Yeah, that would
like
work.
a rendering.
Yeah. But if it's called like the Dog and Duck, you
have to have a
better
dog and a
have
duck
a dog
in
and a duck in there.
Like walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not working bar,
there's
but just present.
in Brighton there's a pub called the Pineapple and Lobster. I'd like to see that.
There you go.
Like to see you try that.
The childlike delight in your eyes. Gosh, imagine that. A pineapple and a lobster.
Okay. Would you like a robe?
Yeah.
Crown?
A robe. Yeah, give me a crown. Yeah.
Sceptre?
Yes.
Throne?
The whole thing.
Which royal home would you live in?
Which probably one of the Scottish ones. What's the Scottish one?
Balmoral?
Balmoral, yeah. Great name.
Putting the morals
Buckingham
into
Palace.
Balmoral.
Thank you. Yeah.
And finally, would you rather be king for a day or Rob Beckett for a day?
Rob Beckett, he always looks like he's having a great time.
He is.
He's got such a he's got such a huge smile. I've got a horrible tiny mouth.
Yeah.
Just to know what
You'd
it's
like to be him just to smile.
Just for smiling purposes, like what would you do if you were in Rob Beckett's body? I'd be smiling 24 hours a day just to know what it's like to be able to.
I'd done a few of his warm-up gigs with him, and he is like that all the time. He just really enjoys his life.
Good for him. Yeah. So I think I'd like to be. Yeah. Can I please be Rob Beckett?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Alistair
Rob Beckett-King, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Oh, I'm smiling. It's happening. I actually smiled spontaneously.
What do you want to plug? Anything?
Oh, I'm sure your readers are well into middle grade mystery fiction. So the Montgomery Bonbon series is available in bookshops, and you can come and see me.
When you say
do
series,
gigs.
how many is
There
in?
are 3, and I've written a 4th,
That's
which
mad,
is not out
isn't it?
yet.
How many books have you written?
Yeah, come on.
5.
We're wasting our lives here.
5. I'm writing a 6th.
Oh, no, you're not.
Yeah, self-published.
Is it all like sort of like
Is it sexy?
It's about
yeah,
Dogman.
is it graphic sex novels?
Yeah, Dogman.
Dogman sex novel.
Yeah,
There is a market for that. So
yeah, self-publishing.
congratulations.
Yeah.
It's costing me thousands. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been lovely.
Thank you for
Yeah, and if
having
you've
me.
got an 8 to 12-year-old, get them Alistair Beckett-King's series of books. They're out in all good bookshops now. Did you like that?
Yeah.
Not really.
That's really good. I added urgency. And
Thanks, man. That was great.
thank you. Is it still happening? Or